Hello, and welcome to episode 23 of my Let's Play Vanilla Minecraft. I am KHM, and in this episode, as you can see, we are about to get knocked back by zombie pigmen, so I'm just going to break that. Stupid zombie pigmen. Bastard. Gonna have to light up this track soon to deal with that. Anyway, as you can see, we are over here at the Blaze farm, and I have a shit ton of potions with me. Now, I've just started using potions of strength. Before, I was thinking that their primary ingredient was redstone, so I haven't really been using them. But I just discovered that it's really blaze powder, which I have up the wazoo. Not sure what wazoo is, but we have them up it. And we are going to be looking around at the fortress above. Oops, damn it. Hate doing that. Oops. No, we don't really need that. Just toast that there. No, not that one. That one. There we go. Seal this back up. Okay, now my plan for today is I kind of want to look around this Nether fortress because I have an interesting idea for a farm. Well, before I've stated that I wanted to build an auto farm for zombie pigmen that automatically spawned and killed them for their golden drops, but I was kind of thinking, what if I sort of increase the scope that it could handle, and make it also handle these wither skeleton dudes? Now for that I would need to build it here in the... I'd have to build it... There goes my XP. You know, just so I'm not interrupted, I brought some stuff. Since I have more iron than I'll ever know what to do with. Go ahead and spawn some iron golems to run around and keep them off my back. There we go. Okay. Now, what was I saying? Oh yeah. For a wither, oh wow, this would probably be a good spot for dealing with them. Right here, because, anyway, wither, they only spawn here in the Nether fortress, and they have what I'm going to call a hitbox spawning system. I have no idea what it's actually called, but that's what I'm going to call it. Just, you know, cuz. Basically, instead of spawning in the chunk as a whole, they only spawn in a tiny little portion of it, where the tops of these pathways are. So, the hitbox spawning area for, like, this pathway will be from here to, like, here, and a few blocks above and a few blocks below. I'm not quite sure what the exact dimensions are. But I believe you could probably squeeze in 3 floors of spawning space in this without too much of an issue. Assuming that this is like the middle floor. Around the intersections here is probably like the best place to do it because it kind of goes off in 2 directions, or I guess 4 directions. They have bigger hitboxes, which like comes out to some... I'm gonna put here and there, so it kind of creates a box over there, so we got all this unused space. I have no idea what its actual dimensions are, but eh. There goes my iron golem. He's trying to take out that blaze. And he's just been set on fire. Oh, he must have been taking out zombie pigmen. maybe they are a viable method of farming. And there's that other one. Go take on the Wither. Huh. This is kind of looking like a viable option for dealing with mobs. Anyway, although it's not the preferred method, I mean using iron golems isn't the preferred method because it consumes iron and pumpkins, and while I do basically have an unlimited source of them, I'd rather not use them all. With mushrooms? They are. Okay, so what I need to do is come up with a good location for a farm, and, get to designing. We want some place that's close to our path over here, so I can quickly get to it. Right here might be a good place. Yeah. Let's see how close is it to our pathway. Oh, could have an issue here. I got a friend for you, Blaze. Ouch, ouch. There, go play with him. I'll just drink one of these potions. That's what they're there for. I might as well make use of them. Getting lots of gold nuggets, which is cool. Okay, another thing I'm going to have to take into consideration is reducing the spawning area for other mobs, or for all mobs outside of the system. Which, this is actually not a really good place to be building this because of all this netherrack that I have around. So that means if I want to build it here, I'm going to have to get rid of all this netherrack. I have to either go through and cover up everything with half slabs, or just blow it to hell and cover whatever's left in half slabs. Either way, lots of half slabs are going to be used, and this iron golem, I suspect, is stuck here. I'll just give him a little nudge. He's free. Go wreak havoc. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to use those couple of stacks of TNT to help remove quite a bit of this netherrack. I know I'd originally planned to use it in the overworld, but I think here would probably be a better place for it. There's a shit ton of netherrack, and we're going to have to do something with it. So that means within the next few episodes, we are finally probably going to use some of that TNT I've been hoarding for who knows how many episodes now. Lot. Now, for the actual design, I'm thinking we're going to have to do a gravity trap sort of thing. But, an interesting thing with the new hoppers, we don't have to create a bottleneck to push them all to kill them. We can just kind of create several platforms, actually, that use some sort of piston thing or something that just kind of push them off the edge, so we can maximize spawning space, and have the hoppers collect all the drops and bring them to a single location. Now, the duplication bug is kind of an annoying little issue that I'll have to come up with some sort of solution for. Or, well, actually, by the time we're all done and ready to use it, the bug might be fixed. Who knows? So I'm going to have to think of a good design to use for that. And, oh yeah, another issue I need to bring up is blaze. The conditions for spawning, the, wither skeletons are the exact same conditions for blaze spawning. That's cool. Anyway, and since I was saying I would probably use a gravity trap, and blaze can fly, that would mean they would not be hurt by a gravity trap, and would inevitably consume the entire mob cap. What are you doing? He's locked onto something, trying to attack it. Can't quite reach it. Interesting. Anyway, so we're gonna have to come up with some sort of way to sort out the blaze. I'm thinking like some sort of lava thing, like midway, that the blaze will swim on, and it will push them off to like a side where they can be killed by some sort of like suffocation trap or something. Or I can just build it so it funnels them all to a central location and uses some sort of suffocation trap, although I don't really like that idea too much, because suffocation traps cause cause block updates, and I don't want to build a machine that uses a lot of block updates if I can help it. Oh, I need to eat. Also, now that I think about it, magma cubes could be an issue as well. Because I don't think they take fall damage at all, and they can't fly. So a system that might work with filtering out blaze might not necessarily work for them. This is fraught with problems all around. Maybe I'll look at some other people's designs on YouTube. Try to come up with something that way. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and think about this and pause the recording until I have something more to show. Alright. I have completely gone through and covered almost the entire Nether fortress with half slabs. A few places I haven't gotten are like up there on the roof, and places where I think only like the zombie pigmen would spawn. Although apparently we have a slime here. I suspect there's a few areas like here that are within the spawning box that are not Nether fortress. So that would be gotten rid of when I started doing my TNT bombing runs and clearing out the entire area. Anyway, so most of these fortresses covered in half slabs now. I kind of was thinking about it, and my original plan was to just completely remove all unused sections of the fortress with TNT, but after thinking about it, it'd be nice to be able to see where the fortress is. So, I instead opted to just cover everything in half slabs. Now, the netherrack and the soul sand that's all around, yeah, all that has to go. Have to get rid of it. Can't keep it. Gonna have to use shit ton of dynamite. So, I guess I'll go grab some TNT and do the next step, which might make a montage or something. I haven't quite decided. But either way, I'm gonna pause the recording now for now, and be back when I have something more to show. Okay, I was digging around here and I noticed that the new snapshot, 13W02A, is out. And thought I would play around with it a little bit. I haven't done too much testing. I just simply hooked up the furnace to see if it would work, and it does. We can now fully automate furnace cooking. Brought a bunch of blaze rod with me, threw it in this large chest, and I'm putting my netherrack in this chest and turning it into nether brick, so that way I can hold a lot more of it in a small space, so that way less of it goes to waste. I don't like wasting stuff. Sorry about that. So, yeah. They've implemented a new texture system, so a good number of the textures are broken. Hoppers now have their own little texture. The recipe for hoppers have changed, but this is what they look like when they're been thrown on the ground. Which isn't particularly useful. Yeah. Oh, I gotta show you guys gas fireball. It's funny. Come on, Grassy. Come on. Give me a diamond helmet. You know you want to. Where'd you go? Yep. There he goes. Firing flaming diamond helmets. Oh, two of them. Okay, it's getting dangerous. Anyway, I think I'm going to build the farm right on this bridge here. And so I've been working up there at the bedrock ceiling level, clearing out a, let's see, is this X? Yeah, that's X. So a 276 by 128 by 256 area. That will hopefully make it so that there's a 128 block of nothingness in every direction, in every possible direction from the Nether farm. I haven't quite decided on a killing mechanism, although I think suffocation with pushing blocks in is probably going to be my only option. Which means I need to come up with some sort of way to trigger that. Lots of work that still needs to be done, lots of things that need to be figured out. But I'm getting there, slowly but surely, I'm getting there. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to digging and dynamiting, and yeah, I guess I'll be back when I have more to talk about. Alright, as you can see from the upper left here, we have updated to 13W02B, which supposedly fixes a lot of bugs. So far I've noticed that textures seem to be correct now, which is nice. But the more notable bug that it apparently fixes is the hopper duplication bug. So, I want to test that and make sure that it is indeed working, because I really want to use my farm again. I'm running a bit on the low side of TNT, or at least a bit lower than I would like. So, we're going to go ahead and toss in something that doesn't really matter, and see if it gets duplicated. Bread seems like a good choice, since it doesn't really matter if I have stacks and stacks of it. Now, if it's been fixed, we'll only get one bread. If it hasn't, we'll get many. We only got one bread. Sweet, it's fixed. Which means I can turn this and this back on. Woot! It's gonna be nice to get stuff again. Okay, and I'm gonna take a break from the demolition of the Nether for a while, and work on another project here in the overworld. What I'm kind of thinking of is, well, while blowing up the Nether and collecting as much netherrack as I can hold, and then smelting it into nether brick, I've come to the realization that I really need a better system for handling the automated cooking of stuff, as well as a potion room. So I'd like to build an automatic furnace room and an automatic potions room if I can. Although that's going to be tricky because I'll need to load balance between furnaces, and there's no real good way to do that yet. I'm thinking of using a storage minecart to transfer materials from a centralized location, like a central chest, and depositing it into the hoppers of furnaces as it goes past. Have to play around to see how well that works. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording until I have something more. Alright, I have here a prototype of the load balancing system that I have in mind. As you can see, we have hoppers underneath the rails here, and they go to these chests. Although, in what I have in mind, they will go to furnaces instead. And up here we have our input chest. Let's go throw some cobble in here. And it should just filter the cobble down. I can't help but notice its lack of putting the cobble into the chest here. Into the minecart with chest. Oh, well, we got it there. Okay, it's now starting to filter it down. Oh, I see. It's because they can only withdraw or place one, well, 2 or 3 items per second. I guess it was focused completely on pulling items out of the chest. There we go. It's Well, it's not quite going quite like I would like it to. Huh. This one's not getting a whole lot in it. This one's getting all the cobble. That's interesting. Now, a solution might be to have it stop here and wait until it's full. I wonder if I can do that. Okay, now will these comparators work with minecarts with chests? Or do they just have to be like regular chests? Well, that's cool, you can see quartz there now. Let's see, chest. Put that there. Oops. Okay, that was weird. Alright, so we see it's not putting out a redstone signal. Still not outputting a redstone signal. And it's still not outputting a redstone signal. Well, crap. It's gonna require a bit of thought. Maybe have a... That's interesting. Guess that must be the result of the new texture system. That's kind of a cool little effect there. Anyway. So, solution might be to use like a detector rail that detects when the minecart goes over it and starts a timer. Have it, the minecart stop at an unpowered rail that's at a slope and sits underneath the hopper. This one clearly isn't, but pretend it is. Items can unload into the minecart, and when the timer is up, it sends the minecart on its rounds. That might be the solution. I'll build a prototype of that real quick, I guess. Alright, I've got the prototype finished. Moved it over here. I have the detector rail going to a bunch of repeaters, which I'm using as a timer, to go to the powered rail, which everything in this hopper will dump into the minecart chest, hopefully. After the time has elapsed, it'll move on the cart on. So, let's give it a try. Looks like it's working. Pretty cool. So all I have to do to make sure that all these chests always have items in them is to have one central chest that I just keep full, and the minecart will distribute the items between them. Granted, it takes a while for it to do so, but it really doesn't need to spend a whole lot of time moving items around when it takes a while to smelt things or process them. And then afterwards, well, no, you don't even have to set up another minecart system to retrieve them, because hoppers can pull from one and move to another. It's kind of fun to watch, actually. Although, I don't really like the idea of having a minecart going around continuously. But it would work, and if it's just one or two minecarts that's doing so, it probably won't make too much of a difference. Now, as for the potions, I've also did some playing around with that. And hoppers no longer pull out the ingredients from the brewing stand, which is nice. They still do pull out the bottles, though. I'll just let that go, I guess. I'll go ahead and make another hopper and show what I'm talking about. Okay. Plop down our chest. Take our hopper, connect it. Take the brewing stand, flop her down on top. Okay. So, as you can see, it no longer pulls the ingredients out, but it will pull out the water bottles, which kind of sucks. But now that hoppers turn off when a redstone signal is applied, I was thinking I could probably do something. The comparator. Just gonna destroy this for now. Throw in the water bottles. So let's see, with 3 bottles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alrighty then, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 11. So if we take a repeater, well, that was interesting. Oh, right. Because it's a NOT gate. Or it needs a NOT gate. Okay. Now currently, as you can see, it's not pulling anything from the brewing stand. But if I add another bottle, Okay, just had to make sure there were no skeletons near me. Sucks getting ambushed while doing an experiment. Interesting. There it is. Okay. So, basically, while this is while this system is just going straight to the hopper to prevent it from pulling out more than one bottle at a time, something similar could be arranged to instead hook it up to a timer and alternate between putting bottles in and taking bottles out. So, if it's empty, puts all 3 bottles in. Once it has 3 bottles, it puts in a ingredient. Once it has an ingredient in addition to the 3 bottles, it starts a timer that is about how long it takes for it to brew the potions. And then once the timer finishes, it shuts off the input bottles hopper and turns on the output bottles hopper, so it outputs its finished product. And then once that's been done and it's back down to nothing in the brewing stand, it switches back to inputting bottles. And then after it's finished putting in 3 bottles, it puts in its ingredient and rinse and repeat. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Probably be a bit of a complex system, but should be interesting. That is kind of fun to watch, just that going. See, how much is it dispensed? Oh, it's already dispensed all of it, but really unevenly. I wonder why. Huh. Well, I suppose it doesn't really have to be even. It just has to be dispensed. I was hoping it would have a bit more of an even distribution than that, but that's fine, that's fine. But I did. Okay, well, take a quick look here, see how much I've been recording for. Okay, yeah, I easily have enough for an episode here. So I'm just going to go ahead and end this episode here. So once again, I am KHM, and we'll see you in the next episode.